Google Slides is similar to PowerPoint, and you can create your content, whether it's static content for your layout designer or maybe a full screen playlist. If you have a Google account, you can access Google Slides, and it pretty much works in the same way that PowerPoint does. So in this example, you see that I have kind of a portrait view here. So maybe this is for a portrait screen. So you can change the image resolution, and it's important to stick with 1920 by 1080 for landscape or 1080 by 1920 for portrait. And you can change that by going to File, Page Setup, Custom, and that allows you to change the inches to pixels. And then you can type in 1080 by 1920 for portrait or 1920 1080 for landscape. And then from there you can drag and drop images into our workspace here, or use the Insert tab to insert images, text boxes. You can also right-click to change the background and add a color in there, add an image. So it's a really powerful tool, similar but not as fancy as PowerPoint, but it allows you to do a few things as far as adding backgrounds and text and images. And we want to be sure to save this as an image file before we upload it to the software. So under File, if you go to Download, we want to be sure to save as a JPEG or PNG. What's cool about Slides is you can also save it as a Microsoft PowerPoint file, and then open it later and edit it as a PowerPoint file. I'm going to select JPEG because that's my go-to for images. That's going to open up our desktop here, and I'm just going to call this Add To. I don't have any content in it yet, but let me just show you the process of saving that to your computer. Now that my image file is ready to go, I'm going to jump back into the software, and then with images that you've created in Google Slides, you can either add them to full screen playlists or maybe as a background in a layout or an image within the layout. Let's do the playlist first. So let's go into the Promotions playlist, or you can create a new playlist with the Create New button. I'm going to jump into Promotions here, and then I'm going to use the Upload Media tab to either drag and drop that file into the upload box, or simply click on that upload box to locate our file, and then click OK. And then that's going to upload the new file, and then back at the Assets tab, we can drag and drop that into our playlist timeline. If we're adding it to a layout, we'll jump over to Layouts, and I don't have a portrait layout created, so let me just call this our sample layout, and then we're just going to flip around the resolution. So by default, 1920 1080 is the default resolution. I'm just going to flip that around, and we can either save and go back to our list of layouts. In this case, I'm going to save and go directly into the designer, and you'll see that it is sized as a portrait layout. I'm going to use the Add Image icon, and then I'm just going to locate my Add To image, which could be just a plain white background, and that's going to add it to our workspace. So Google Slides, it's a very powerful tool similar to PowerPoint, but it's a great way to upload backgrounds that you create or full screen images as promotions or menu boards or wayfinding within a full screen playlist.